Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, married couple and Big Bang Theory super fans, Kat.
And Bo.
And today we have a special guest host, Rachel. Yay! Welcome, Rachel.
Hello.
Say hi, say hi to Rachel, Paul.
Yes, I was going to say hi to Rachel, Paul. Good
So
Lord.
rude.
No, it is awesome to have another person here to be in the
Yes.
podcast.
Yes, we're very excited. And we're extra excited because there is some incredible news, but because it's not our news, we're going to let Rachel take this one away.
Take it away, Rachel.
So I found out in early December, and I think I told Kat a week later, that we're going to have a new member to our family.
A new PMS fam member.
All
Yay!
right. Well done.
And just like my daughter, we have a flasher. I'm a boy.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh my God. That's awesome. We are so over the moon excited for you. So
there you go.
So
Love that.
congratulations.
chosen
Now,
his name.
what's up?
Nerdtastic name will be Quinn Riker.
Ooh, love,
Like that.
love. Quinn Riker. I love it. And when are you due?
August 4th.
August 4th. Okay, cool. Leo, excellent.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a showboater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Awesome. Well, congratulations from us and the entire PMS fam.
Absolutely. My
So
stepson's, him and his partner, or him and his wife, are due in March,
with twins.
Ooh.
with twins.
And they already have two under 5.
Yeah. And I remember I said to my stepson, I said to him, "Oh, I know how all this happens. I'm aware of that." But I said, "How did it become twins?" And he said, "Well, he said what the doctor believes is that, we did the business and
Bow
she
Chickawawa.
bow chicka wawa, brown chicken, brown cow, and and they got pregnant, but there was I'm being technical, there was a sperm that had obviously made infused with an egg that actually stayed behind for a moment and then fertilized and then that's
So
how they,
it was two in the same egg.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
would make sense. Well, okay, so that means they're probably going to be identical twins.
yeah, they don't, I don't know where, my son knows that it's whether it's a boy or a girl. He hasn't told me because my stepson said don't tell anybody, but it's either going to be two girls or it's going to be two boys. I said, oh, it might be a boy and a girl, and he's like, no, that's not going to happen. There's going to be either be two
Well,
girls or
right
two
now they
boys.
have one of each, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah. No, it may
One of my
be.
neighbors when I was in high school had twins that she didn't know until she delivered because one of them was constantly rabbit earing behind the other brother.
Yeah.
All of the sonograms, she just saw shadows of rabbit ears. And then on delivery day, doctor said, "You're not done. There's another one." And they all went, "There's a what?"
I've
Because we
I've
only
seen
have clothes for one. We didn't have clothes
I've
for
seen a
two.
few episodes of Call the Midwife like that. Excuse me? Actually, there's a great episode on Call the Midwife where these two twins have two twin women. One of them is pregnant, the other one's, oh yeah, and they share a husband. The other one's not happy about it because it'll change the family dynamic, and she ends up having twin girls, so they both get one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Call the
You know,
Midwife is a great show.
it's really interesting when my ex-wife and I were pregnant with our son. I don't know there are some nurses that should really go back to school and learn
Mhm.
because there we are being told that you're going to have a boy, right?
Yep.
So we already knew that. And on the day of her going into labor, this woman's watching and she goes, "Oh, I think the heartbeat looks like a girl's heartbeat. I don't think that's possible." to have a female heartbeat to a male heartbeat. So there was my ex-wife who was neurotic at the best of times, immediately going to say to me, okay, well, before I really go into labor, I want you to go down to a store and get me a lot of pink bows so I can start attaching the pink bows to all the clothes that we've got for our son. And it's like, that is just the height of stupidity.
Yeah.
You just sit there and say, oh, it looks like a female heartbeat. I don't think that that's
So
ever
there
been.
is a minor difference. A girl's heartbeat will be slightly slower than a boy's heartbeat
Really?
I didn't know
by
that.
about 10 beats per minute.
I did not
Really?
know that
I
one.
did not know that.
Okay, well then
That's just because Xander's chill.
well then I wholeheartedly apologized to the nurse. Then obviously she was right and I was wrong. But it was like, when you get to the point where your wife is going to be going into labor and she suddenly says, "Oh, it looks like it's a female heartbeat," and my then wife goes, "Oh, just leave me while I'm in the middle of labor and go and get stuff." It's like,
No, we wait and find out what we actually got.
mhm. But
Mhm.
that
Right.
was
We're this close. We're not going to change everything right now.
No,
exactly. And I'm sure that the child, if it is a girl and we got boy clothes, I don't think it's going to have an identity crisis just at that moment.
no.
It's fine, it's all, I mean, this is the same person that when I was packing her bag to go to the hospital, she had like 11 different outfits. And I'm like, you're not going to be playing charades every night. All you're going to be doing is wearing your pajamas and underwear, and that's all you're going to be wearing in the hospital
Yeah.
for 5 days. So you don't need 11 different outfits, for God's sakes.
Yeah, it's not a fashion show.
No,
12
it's
years
not a fashion
ago,
show.
I put my daughter in primarily boy clothes. Babies don't care.
No,
Nothing wrong
they
with that.
don't.
No, they don't. I don't think that the identity crisis is going to happen because
Wait,
you
but was
got
the 11 outfits for her or Xander?
no for her.
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
lot of outfits, and I'm like, I picked up her bag before we went. I'm like, no, 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 no. We're gonna just whittle this down. So it was basically
Yeah.
5 pairs of underwear. Actually, I ended up by putting seven just in case.
Yeah.
7 pairs of underwear, and it was three pajamas, her dressing gown, and her slippers. That's all
Yep.
she needed, and
Yep.
her coming home clothes, and we were done.
And she probably didn't even need all of that.
And she didn't need all that anyway, because she
Yep.
stuck with her comfy
Yep.
pajamas, just her underwear. She changed every day, and she came home in her outfit and her slippers and was done.
Yep.
So,
Cool.
no, ridiculous.
Okay. So today we're doing season
Season
3,
3, episode
episode 1,
1,
Electric Can Opener Fluctuation.
and it's awesome because we've got a special guest, Rachel, that's starting on season 3 with us. So that is even
Woo!
better.
So apparently, Rachel, you want to tell us our trivia?
So I listened to the official Big Bang Theory podcast by Jessica Radloff.
Mhm.
And
Is she the
when
one
this
doing the
episode-
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, okay. That gives me more reason to want to listen to it. Cool.
So when preparing for this episode, I thought, well, I'll kind of sneak in there and see what trivia I can get from her. Except that the last episode she recorded was December 22nd, and it was the final episode of season 2. They haven't gone past that yet.
So we have now
no-
surpassed the official. And I think we have a larger fan base as well than the official podcast. You're looking it up, aren't you, Paul?
Who?
You.
I'm just looking to see where we're at, and we are at number 1.
Of course we are, because we're awesome. We have
And
fun.
let's see. No, actually, it's interesting. So their rating out of 169 people who have actually, rated the show,
Uh-huh.
they've got a 4.4,
Okay.
rating.
Yeah.
Now we have actually had 9 people that have done our review
Really?
on Spotify,
Okay.
and we've got a 4.6. We're point 0.2 higher than them on our ratings.
But we're a lot fewer ratings. Come on, guys, give us a like and a review so that more people can find us.
Yeah, but that is awesome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rachel, for looking that up.
Yeah,
That is
that's
fantastic.
awesome. Okay. What did you all think of this episode?
I like this episode, but the only thing that I want to ask is, why does Leonard have to run over? They've just arrived home. Why does he have to run over and tell Penny, "Where I'm home"? Why?
Really? You question that?
I know.
after the way they left it, and she said she was going to miss him, and he now thinks that because of what Sheldon said, that Penny might want him in her life. You don't think that one of the first things he's going to do is race over there and see if it's still true?
But even though Penny said it was just a hug, and he
Ex-
said it was longer than three Mississippis, and she said, "I don't know what you mean, Leonard. It's just a hug." And he said, "Okay, I'm glad we cleared that
Uh-huh.
up," and that was it.
And then
Now
and then
we're the only ones that heard. I wish you weren't going, but that was it.
yeah, but after that, Sheldon said she wants you, and you're worried that
Subconsciously.
if you leave, then she'll go find somebody else while you're gone. And he
So
needs to
he
know.
spent 3 months away, and now he's back, and he is love drunk.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
all
whole
right.
episode, he is love drunk. He behaves very drunk. Many times he has to be corrected in his behavior because he's acting drunk.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. All right, okay. I mean, it was just yeah. I mean, I thought this episode was really quite fun.
Hmm.
Um, and we're going to get to what happens with Sheldon, and the
Yeah.
experiment. But yeah, I want to ask you guys about that as well, whether that was really appropriate what they did to poor Sheldon. But
Well,
we're going to get to that one.
well, as they said, it's better than killing him.
There was even plan about it. So
Mm.
the episode opens up where we're following the return of the boys coming back from the North Pole. So they've all got, it's interesting. They've all got very, very shaggy hair and shaggy beards. I mean, the three of them, Raj, Howard, and
Leonard.
Leonard, look like the Bee Gees if they let themselves go.
Yeah.
And Sheldon, very, very tidy hair.
And
Just a little bit of a goatee. What is it, a goatee
Van
or
Dyke.
the Van Dyke?
Okay. And now let's pause here because I have trivia.
Okay.
Now, in the commentary for this episode on the DVD,
Hmm.
it's stated that the actors Raj, Howard, and Leonard actually grew real beards for this episode, but they were told to shave them off so the makeup department could put fake ones on, and it was never they never said why they did that.
Okay.
Yep. Now, Sheldon's Van Dyke is and we remember from last episode when Raj was painting a Van Dyke on Legolas that Sheldon stated it wrong. It is a beard with a mustache,
Right.
not just the goatee. The goatee is without the mustache.
Right. Okay.
Now, it's identical, did you know, identical to that worn by a parallel universe Mr. Spock from in the original series, and contrasts starkly with the barbarian-like or possibly Klingon-like beards and hair on Howard, Leonard, and Raj. Also, both Howard and Leonard are compelled to curse Sheldon's Vulcan hearing. This is and my trivia source says this is the only episode in which Jim Parsons wears a goatee. I think it's the only time and the only episode where any of them had any facial hair. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm not.
No, I think Rachel and I have to put our thinking caps on.
Mm. Well, if it comes to you, let me know.
Can't think of
Yeah.
any others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember any other episode with facial hair for any of them. Now, my last bit of trivia in this part,
Yeah.
um, or actually, I'll do the next one too, so that you can go on with what you were saying. But Sheldon went, as you know, Sheldon went with the other guys to the North Pole for 3 months, and they return looking like furry hamsters.
Yep.
Yet Sheldon's hair is shorter than 3 centimeters, and this is only possible if he had a haircut at the North Pole, on which there are famously few barbers. And as we learn in a later episode, Sheldon is very particular about who cuts his hair.
Yeah.
So, how did he get a haircut?
Well, with all the stuff that they packed, it seems like three guys forgot to bring their razor, but Sheldon did.
Mm,
Yeah. The only person that Sheldon has actually allowed to cut his hair was Penny.
yeah, other than his barber. Now,
Yeah.
um, another question that I have is, would their hair and beards be that long after only 12 weeks?
I don't think that hair grows that fast. Beards would yeah. I mean, you look, you watch. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I go, at an extended period of time, I get actually rather
Yeah, yours grows
beardy.
pretty good.
Yeah. So it depends on whether they can grow hair that quickly.
And how
Eh,
often do you get your hair cut?
Oh God. Well, the last time I got my hair cut was November.
Okay, so it's been 3 months
Yeah, and it's no,
and it's not nowhere near that long.
no, no.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there's a possibility that the three of them or four of them are going to grow that beards, definitely, I
Yeah.
would say yes.
Okay. But the hair,
But
not so
Beards
much.
depending on genetics, because
Yeah.
I've had a couple of guy friends that, I mean, 5 o'clock shadow happens in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that too.
so I'm just wondering with the guys that I mean they're going to the North Pole, they would take, their supplies as far as grooming material
Well,
goes.
they may have also chosen to let it grow because it's warmer on the face.
Oh yeah, I mean there is certainly that, but you would think that they would take, grooming material, and I would actually believe that Sheldon would actually take grooming material as well. I can't see Sheldon, packing his toothbrush and hairbrush and everything else, and not bringing his razor. I mean, yes, they'll probably all be sharing one bathroom, but they can stagger that amount of
Yeah.
time going into the bathroom to shave
Yeah.
themselves.
But I'm just thinking the guys may have chosen to let it grow just because it's warmer, it's easier, it's no big drama.
Yeah,
And then it's like, we'll just shave when we get home.
yeah. Well, yeah, but 12 weeks. I mean, yeah. I mean that would the facial hair. As Rachel said, there are people that have a 5 o'clock shadow within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So the fact is that yeah, they would probably grow hair on their face. The hair, I don't know. I
I don't know.
mean, but as Rachel said, genetics is
Yeah.
it's a different makeup. So it may be that Raj's hair might grow. I mean, look, Raj's hair is, as far as I'm concerned, not that short anyway.
No.
So the only person that I would actually say between all of them that would actually grow a little bit would be Sheldon's. Everyone else would actually probably grow out that big because they're not that short haired to begin with anyway.
Well, Leonard's isn't that long.
No, well, no, but it's not as short as what
No,
like
it's not as
Sheldon's
short as
is.
Sheldon's, no.
No, and Raj and Howard. Well, I mean Howard's hair. Yeah, see, yeah. I don't know. I think maybe it might be correct that all three of them would grow that shaggy sort of look.
Yeah.
But I just find it interesting that Sheldon would have the sides all clean
Yeah.
and just have that small bit around his mouth. It's like, so you've got to be shaving there to make that look like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
But I love the reception that Leonard gets when he knocks on Penny's door.
yeah. So we see that the guys walk into their apartment but Sheldon's on the phone to his mother and
Oh,
he's
okay.
and he's like, "No, Mum, I'm not home yet. I said I'd call you when I get home." He crosses the threshold into his apartment and he goes, "Okay, now I'm home." And
Now,
yeah,
Sheldon's mom is, and he says to her, "No, I could not feel your prayer group praying for me."
yes.
And he criticizes her logic as being post hoc ergo propter hoc, which Latin translates as after this, therefore, because of this. Sheldon's pointing out that just because the group's praying for him occurred before his safe return, it cannot be automatically taken that the prayer caused his safe return.
Right. And when he says that, which he says to her, "No, I'm not sassing you in Eskimo talk,"
So
which
I have two questions about this scene real fast.
yeah,
Okay,
Why is nothing in the apartment dusty?
good
They were gone
question.
for
that
3 months.
that
Yep.
is a good question.
And did you also notice that the lights were all on?
The lights were on when they walked in. And why are Wallowitz and Cooper Polly going to take all of their heavy equipment up 4 flights of stairs when they could just go home?
Or just leave it in the car? Well,
Oh,
they
I
probably
didn't.
took a cab from the airport and I'm assuming they wanted to hang out a little bit, although why, I don't know. They've just spent 3 months all together. So yeah, they
Rachel's
should have just gone home. Good
Rachel is
point.
yeah, Rachel has got a good point. I would sit there and just drop off Leonard and Sheldon and say, okay, and we go to the next protocol, drop off, yeah, exactly. Drop off
With Polly.
Raj and then go home to, yeah, because I wouldn't want to be dragging all that up the stairs. That is a
No,
very good point.
good point. I didn't even think about that one.
Didn't think about that one
This is
at
why we
all.
love having Rachel here.
Yeah, I would not have thought of that. Yeah, why are they dragging all that heavy equipment up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next scene we see is now, as I said, and
Oh, did
Ra-
you have anything else on that scene before we move on, Rachel?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, cool.
and Rachel did say that Leonard is drunk on love. So okay, I'm going to go with the fact because he runs over. He says to the guys, "Okay, I'm going to let Penny know that we're home." And he goes over, and of course he knocks on the door, and she opens the doors. Leonard, you're home, and she absolutely slams into him with this very, very passionate kiss. And
And
he's
I
like,
love how the camera pans back to the boys' apartment
"Well,
and
no, because
Rock,
this is when Penny drags him into the apartment, and they close the door, and then it pans back to the apartment." Sorry.
you done? So it pans back onto the apartment, and Howard and Raj are standing in the doorway, and Howard's got his jaw open, and he's like, "Man, I should have gone over to tell her that we were home." And Raj is like, "Yeah, it's first come, first serve."
You did
He may
say
not be
that,
able to talk to girls, but he understands it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and you did say that the way that Raj looked when he said that to Howard, the response that Howard would have got would be completely different
Oh,
than
yeah.
what Leonard got for sure.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been the open door, oh my God, I'm going to kiss you. It
No,
would be, get the hell out of my way. Where the hell is Leonard?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course they go back into the apartment. So Penny and Leonard are, in a romantic embrace and kissing and stuff like that. And we transition.
No, before that, we're in the boys'
Yep,
apartment,
yep, we are. And
and Sheldon is all excited and saying, and yeah, that's right, he's telling his mother that there's a Nobel Prize in his future.
yep,
He goes to start walking into his bedroom, and Howard whispers to Raj, "Do you think we should tell him?" And
So
Sheldon
here's my
is like,
quick
"Tell me
question.
what?" What's that?
Sheldon's unpacking his bags, but he's taking small loads back to his bedroom.
Yeah,
It's very un-Sheldon. He should have taken the whole
the
bag
bag.
back to his room.
But
yeah.
but he stops in the hallway just outside the bathroom, and he says, "Tell me what?" And Howard looks at Raj and he's like, "Damn his Vulcan hearing."
But this is when Sheldon says, "You're planning a surprise party for me. And I just want to let you know that I don't care for togas, luau, or under the sea."
And it's like,
And
yeah,
of course he does say to Howard and Raj before this all happens that there will be a situation where he doesn't think he'll be able to name them in his acceptance speech of his Nobel Prize,
which
but there
is foreshadowing
yeah,
to
but
the
there will
final episode.
but there will be a footnote in his memoirs
An
and a signed copy
enthusiastic footnote.
and a possible signed copy.
Yeah.
And this is
But
when they say we need to tell him.
yeah.
And then they say, Sheldon, come and sit down.
But I love how talking about his Nobel acceptance speech is foreshadowing, spoiler alert, guys, if you haven't seen the final episode, that Sheldon does actually mention all of them by name in his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, that was when Amy said you need to trim it down from 90 minutes.
Minutes.
So we find out that there was a situation that happened in when they were in the North Pole, and it was
And the night that the lights went out, it's perfectly natural. Just because we all slept together naked, we were equalizing our body temperatures, and it was fine.
yeah, and of course how it goes. Well, we all agreed we wouldn't talk about it.
And he looks at Raj and is like, he's talking about it.
And of course Raj comes back with, well, for me it was a bonding moment.
I'm telling you, Raj is gay.
Yeah,
He just won't admit it.
I think so too.
What do you think, Rachel?
I think Raj is confused.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But do
He
you
has
think
a couple of times that he's really connected with a lady, but his whole tight friendship with Howard is just, he's confused.
as Leonard's mother says, his ersatz a homosexual relationship with Howard?
Yes.
Well, I honestly think that Raj is either gay or bi. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, there was something that I posted in the group, and if you remember, do you remember the episode where not Raj, Howard, no, no, it was Raj, wants to apologize to all the girls that he'd been with, like Emily
Yeah.
and
And they gather the group together.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they all leave, and Howard is sitting there eating dip, and he says, "Well, how about in 10 years or whatever it is, if you don't find anybody, we'll give it a go." And
Mm.
he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he says, about the fact that Raj is like, "Well, I want a large ring." Yeah, it could be a possibility that Raj is hasn't
Well,
figured himself out yet.
well, and remember the episode when Raj felt like Howard was treating him and taking him for granted, and he ends up taking him to the La Brea tar pits
Yeah,
and buys him a dinosaur.
yeah.
That was very that kind of relationship as well.
I always really wish, and I know we are way, way, way away from this episode, but always wish that Raj, and Anu had have actually
Worked.
after we got over the fact that she was a bitch, but she became a nicer person. We
Yeah.
found out. I really wish that he had have made it work with Anu, even though
Well,
she wanted to move to a different city.
I actually yeah, and I loved the scene in the airport when Howard goes,
I know.
I'm just a boy. Um but they actually addressed this. I remember in like conversations with the producers and things after the series ended that they made the conscious choice. And oh no, that's right. Kunal Nayar himself actually talked about this and said that they made the conscious choice to leave Raj single because not everybody gets that particular happy ever after. And this
Yeah,
show spoke to people on so many levels and is very representational of a lot of people. And it's like I had coffee with a friend of mine a week or so ago, and a couple weeks ago, and I asked her, it's like, are you seeing anybody? I haven't, seen anything about that. And she's like, no, and I'm intentionally not. It's like I really don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be married.
mm,
And she's making that conscious choice to want to remain single because she's extremely happy with it.
yeah,
She's got a very full life, a very fulfilling life, and she doesn't need anything else to complete that.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
there's
I
there's
was
no
well on my way to that when I accidentally met Paul.
well, I mean, what can you say? The accent, I mean, it's just it all works.
Those big brown beautiful eyes, that beautiful
Oh
smile, and that
God.
accent. I didn't stand a chance.
I think the entire family has heard this conversation.
It's still true.
But we're getting to the point where Sheldon is sitting down and they were saying, okay, so do you remember when we first started the experiments and there was no data that was coming on, and then all of a sudden you got very excited because there was a positive result,
And he's
and
like, yes, in the world of emoticons, I was colon capital D.
yeah,
I think this episode came out right around the time emoticons started gaining traction.
oh, okay. Well, apparently the results were not actually what he was thinking they were. It was actually from them turning on and off an electric can open.
Yep. And then Raj notes that he has gone from colon capital D to colon capital O.
Yeah.
And
And
I
of
think
course,
that may be the reason for his particular hairstyle on his face, was because it emphasized
Mm.
the outline of the D and the O.
Oh, you're right.
oh yeah,
That's a really
yes,
great point. I hadn't
that is a
thought of
good point.
that.
Wouldn't have thought of that one. No, that actually works. And of course, this is where Sheldon says, well, obviously, Leonard wouldn't have been a part of this. He's my best friend. And then it comes back with the fact that it was Leonard's idea. And of course, Sheldon's like, of course it was Leonard's idea. It reeks of
The
Leonard.
whole plan reeks of Leonard.
And
So a fun
th
note actually about emoticons
Uh-huh.
is American emoticons will always start with the eyes and then the mouth structure. But Asian emoticons would do the mouth structure and then the eyes because they read in reverse.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh,
oh,
they're
okay.
right.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah, that's
Because
really
I wouldn't
interesting.
have thought that either.
Oh, cool.
Man, we got to have Rachel on more often.
I agree.
This is a way more interesting episode.
Hey,
What? I'm just saying. You are very, very knowledgeable, my darling.
but you're saying
I
her,
researched.
but her stuff's way more interesting than mine,
Well, I wouldn't have come up with that
which is
idea.
not wrong, but sigh.
Oh dear. So we transition from that into Penny's apartment, and Penny and Leonard are going at it.
Bow chicka wow.
Well,
Not
they're
quite
not
there
there
yet.
yet, there, but we are passionately
But
kissing.
I love how it's knock 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 Leonard, and Leonard whispers to Penny because he's like back up against the door, don't make a sound. And Sheldon's like whispering, don't make a sound is making a sound. And that's when Leonard looks at Penny and he's like, damn his Vulcan hearing.
Yeah, and this is where he goes, not a good time, Sheldon, and moves away from the door. And then it's like, not Penny, not Penny. And then she's like, oh, this is ridiculous. So she goes open and opens the door, and she's like, hello,
Did,
Sheldon.
did Sheldon actually do the three knocks both times?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she goes and opens the door, and this is where Sheldon comes in, and Sheldon wants to. She says, you've got so many times of the poor choices as far as what you're about to do, but can I just speak to Leonard? And this is where Sheldon actually approaches Leonard and says about what Wolowitz had actually said.
Hmm.
And this is where Leonard explains that they did it because Sheldon was being absolutely unbearable during the expedition.
Yep.
And
And,
because he
and
wasn't,
and he even says that it was the only alternative to killing him.
yeah. And
There
he
was
said,
even a plan.
plan. He said, at one stage, he said the plan was to open the
The
door.
door, throw his Kindle out there, and then when he went out to get it, to lock the door and let him freeze to death.
Yeah. And I like it how he goes, well, that's a bit much. And he goes, no, what was a bit much was tying your arms and legs to four different sled dog teams and yell mush.
Mush.
But as he says, well, and this is one thing that I actually find, we all understand the way that Sheldon is.
Yeah.
Sheldon, okay, and this is comes back to actually what Rachel was saying. Sheldon, how would have he had the time to send an email to the university?
Sitting in the
They
airport
took a
waiting for
cab
the
ride.
plane. What's that?
They took a cab ride.
Yeah.
So
I'm
on the
think
cab ride, he would have been typing out his.
I'm thinking he did it at the airport while they were waiting for their flight,
No, okay.
because they would have had at least an hour before the flight. International flight, well, not technically international from Alaska, but they would have had at least an hour before the flight.
No, so Sheldon sends an email to the entire university
Yeah.
stating the fact that he was the one that's discovered string
Confirmed.
theory,
He's confirmed
firm
string
string
theory.
theory. And he says to Leonard, I've sent this email, and he goes, well, you shouldn't have. He said,
And
well,
Leonard's
first,
like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't have done that."
yeah, because first of all, he says, we've got the initial results.
Oh,
And Sheldon goes, yes, but the initial results were, there was
inconclusive.
inconclusive. There was no results. And I've actually sent it to say that I have confirmed string theory. And this is where Leonard goes, well, yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
Now, Leonard did also say you can still publish the actual results.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to point out this was an NSF, a National Science Foundation expedition. It was not their decision to publish their results, and Sheldon was actually out of order telling anybody anything before the NSF decided what to do with it.
Really?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Man, I'm learning a lot today on this episode. I really am.
My clues were good.
Yeah. You and Kat have got great ideas. I've got absolutely nothing. So this is where
That's why you're the storyline guy.
thank you. So this is where Sheldon turns around and goes back to the apartment. And Penny's like, well, Leonard, are you going to go and talk to him? And he goes like, oh, look, he's the trooper. And she goes, well, no, that's a good idea. You shouldn't go to talk to him. I should
I
go to
should.
talk. So she walks away, and he's
Mhm.
like, I just can't catch a break.
Well, see, and
So
that's the first one where he is so very love drunk. It's almost like he's just on alcohol intoxication.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you're right. You are not in the right mindset. I'm sober. I'll go deal with it.
Yep. I mean, she was loving being with Leonard as well, but yeah, she's a lot more coherent than he is.
this is where the little head takes over the big head
Mhm.
because as far as I would be concerned, Sheldon can wait. Come with me into the bedroom and
Yeah,
close the
that was
door.
what Leonard was thinking.
Yeah, well, that's because things in our bodies overtalk our brain. Sorry to say.
That's why men should not rule the world. Women should.
Exact. Eh, eh,
Other countries have done so much better when there was a woman in charge instead of men.
we had a female prime minister, and
Oh, Julia Gillard was, oh man. Right around the time I moved to Australia was when Julia Gillard was the prime minister, the basically like the president of the country, for those who don't understand the government structure in Australia. So she was prime minister, and there was issues going on, and politics here, as well as most other places in the world, is a boys' club, the white boys' club.
mm,
And she faced a lot of misogyny and ridicule just for being a woman in power. And I happened to see on the news, and I don't remember the whole details of it, but Tony Abbott was he Labor? No, he was liberal.
liberal.
Liberal, which is ironically the Conservative Party, and Labor is the more liberal party, oddly
Mm,
enough.
mm.
But he was the conservative leader in the parliament here, and he said something to her that was just so derogatory and so insulting. And she did like a 5 minute takedown of Tony Abbott and all the other jerks in that place. I don't,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't recall the details of it. It's been like 12 years now. 11, 12 years now. I don't remember the details of it. I just remember thinking she's awesome.
Sorry,
The way she stood up
we
to
were
them.
actually wrong. Julia Gillard was in Labour.
I no, I was talking about Tony Abbott was
Oh,
liberal.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Tony Abbott was
yeah,
Liberal. Yeah.
yeah. And but the takedown that she did in the session of Parliament was just beautiful. And I actually went to this thing called Writers' Week a year or two later, and she's actually left politics now, and she has a much healthier mental life. And she had written a book, and she also was saying how she's on the board of this like big think tank to help make the world a better place, and with all these working with all these different countries and all this stuff. And I just think she's amazing.
And that's something that actually I would like our British people to email us, perpetualmotionsquad00 at gmail.com. Those of you who lived under Margaret Thatcher's, prime ministership, I'd love to find out how it was living under her prime ministership, whether, grocery prices were higher or lower, whether the energy prices were higher or lower. What about the labor? Was there more jobs? Was there less jobs? I'd really like to
Yeah,
find
because
out
I
that.
know there's a lot of people who have issues with Maggie Thatcher,
Mm,
and didn't always agree with her,
yeah.
but she was undeniably a strong leader.
Very much so. So I'd
And
really
and
love that to happen if there was anybody in Britain
yeah,
who could reach out to us about that.
yeah.
Because I'd really like to find out. Because yeah, everyone always knows, Maggie Thatcher, was actually a good prime minister. But I'd really like to find out if there was anybody, that was living, when she was prime minister, how it was when she was there.
Okay, interesting. The very first female leader of a country was Sri Lanka, which was formerly Ceylon, and it was Sirimavo Bandaran. I'm butchering this, I'm sorry. Bandaranaike. She was
Hmm.
the first female prime minister and female head of government, and that was in 1960. She was
Okay.
elected 3 times and served and finished up in 2000. The first female president was in, oh, it doesn't say, oh, Iceland. And I'm not even going to attempt the name, sorry.
Okay.
The first female president overall was Isabel. Martinez de Peron in Argentina. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
Oh yes, yes. Eva Peron.
From
Yeah.
74 to 76. And Indira Gandhi in India in 1966 and Golda Meir in Israel in 1969 were also. I thought Golda Meir was the first female head of state of in the world, but it was the one in Sri Lanka.
Well, how long did Margaret Thatcher,
Okay.
how long was she in power for
Oh,
in Britain?
Thatcher served as prime minister. Um, She served 3 consecutive terms as the British Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they must have liked her to keep voting her in.
Yeah. She must have been
So
doing
she
something
was
right.
doing something right.
Yeah, I love the nod to her in Love Actually
Oh yes.
when Hugh Grant is in the Prime Minister's office
Yeah.
and he just looks at the portrait of Maggie Thatcher and he's like, "You saucy minx."
That is such a great movie.
I
I
love
love that
that
movie.
movie so much.
Yeah. That's a staple in Christmas for
Um,
sure.
Yeah.
So we see
I saw somebody doing a reenactment of Hugh Grant's dance sequence. I forget who it was and why it was, but
it
it
was
was
the
that.
Australia one of the Australian athletes in the Winter Olympics was
Oh,
doing it.
that's right. Oh, that's right. It was the snowboarder guy
A
who has the
snowboarder.
documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scotty, Scotty something.
Yeah. We got to
James, I
watch that
think.
one. Yeah.
But yeah, he did the whole thing, including having somebody standing there, and he's doing the "I'll take you down." I'll take. Oh, hi.
Ah, yeah.
I still say in Love Actually, they should have had that sound effect when the record goes
Right.
when
Yeah.
you take the needle off really fast. It should have had that sound effect because it just, yeah,
Yeah, there are parts of that movie. I mean, I absolutely, and this is, we are not doing a movie review show,
no.
everybody, I promise you. But the one thing that really upsets me about Love Actually
Hmm.
is the character that gets with that really hot looking guy, and
Oh
then
yeah,
her brother keeps making
Colin,
phone
yeah.
calls, and we see that at the end, she's lost out on this really nice guy to
And
sit
he
there and
was
just
so into her.
yeah, and just basically is there to tend to her brother,
Yeah,
who's in some
and
sort of
she's
mental
been in love with
institution.
him for like 4 years, Carl.
Carl,
And she's been in love with him since about a half an hour after she started that job 4 years ago.
yeah.
And he knows it, everybody knows it. They finally get together and she just won't have a life
And then, of course, my only other answer is why does her brother have access to a phone
at all
that
hours.
at all hours of the night?
Yeah.
But that really upsets me because it's like I want I want to jump into that to the movie and say, don't answer the phone.
Well,
You
it
don't
always,
have to.
Paul always laughs at me because at the end of it, when Liam Neeson's stepson is going to try and catch the girl before she boards the plane to tell her he loves her,
Yeah.
um, every single time I watch this movie. And he's running from the security and he's trying to get to the gate. And I'm like, go kid, go kid, run, every damn time.
We know Sam makes it, but it's like, go Sam, go, go.
I love that movie so. I know there are people who think it's cheesy and dumb, but it is one of my absolute all-time favorites. And it's the one thing about Christmas that I just can't wait for is to watch that.
Yes.
I think we've lost poor Rachel.
Right,
No, I'm
right.
here.
So back to the
Um,
podcast that we're
oh
supposed
yeah,
to
we're
be
doing a
doing. Yeah, we're
podcast.
doing a podcast. But back to the Big Bang Theory. We're only a quarter of the way through this. So
Yeah.
Penny goes in to comfort Sheldon, and
Hmm.
she starts to sing his sick song, which is soft kitty, you know,
Soft kitty,
warm
warm
kitty. And of
kitty.
course he's like, no, 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 that's for sick. I'm not sick.
She's like,
And
well, I
I
don't know
don't know
your
your
sad
sad
song.
song.
I don't have a sad song. I'm not a child.
And the fact that he said, he's missed Comic-Con as well that he gets very upset with. And this is where she says, there was a time when she was in high school,
Yes.
because she was actually trying out to be the head cheerleader, and they gave it to another girl who, as she calls her, a big old slut bag.
Hmm.
And this is where
And her
Sheldon,
mother had made her a celebration pie and
yeah,
everything.
and this is where Sheldon says, based on your current situation, do you really think, and trying to cheer me up, do you really think you were cut out to be the head cheerleader?
And he's
You
like,
know,
and do you really think a pie can compare to the Nobel Prize? And she's like, well, it was really tasty.
yeah, and this is where she goes, look, do you, with what was, well,
Okay, so this is where she starts to say, well, remember that scene in the new
yeah,
Star Trek
that's what I was getting to.
where Kirk has to take over the ship, so he starts telling Spock all those awful things that were not true, like how he didn't care that his mother died. And that's when Sheldon's like, and I miss the new Star Trek too, and just turns over and goes,
Buries his head into the
oh.
pillow.
Now think about this.
Hmm.
Penny went to see the new Star Trek without the boys
Yeah.
voluntarily, went to see it. Now, my personal theory is that she was missing them and it was a way of being close to them
Hmm.
and filling that. But this also is the only time in the entire series that she knows something about Star Trek that Sheldon didn't.
Hmm.
Okay.
But I thought it was very significant that she went. I mean, it can mean that she's starting to like the geeky stuff that they like.
Yeah.
And that's possible, but I think it was a way of spending time with Leonard because he would have wanted to go see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
I think
yeah,
we should watch the new Star Trek tonight, the 2009 Star Trek tonight.
we can't. We got to watch Megan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Sorry. We've been trying to get to Megan since it came out. We haven't had a chance.
on
We've either been
Netflix. But yeah, but well,
too
we
tired
well
or
last week on which was Valentine's Day when we recorded the last podcast. But we were doing a triple feature of Paul's mom's favorite movies,
Mhm,
so we didn't have time to watch it. Um, Sunday we were too tired.
mhm. Monday through
All
Friday, we've watched in
all
ER.
all week it's like after working all day, we're just like,
Yeah.
no, that ain't happening. So Saturday night is movie night at the Milner household and with the home
My
cinema.
stepdaughter keeps saying that she wants to watch Megan with her daddy, and when it comes time to watch it, it's like, where are you, kid? Oh, you're playing Roblox with your mom. Okay, well then we'll do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's that's just yeah. We're just too tired, you
Yeah.
know.
We're tired during the week. Oliver, why are you so nudgy? Oliver's been nudging me to pet him for like half the time we've been on.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
I'm usually in bed by 8:30 nowadays, but that's because
well,
I'm
that's
making babies.
yeah. Yeah. That takes a lot of energy from you.
It's okay, Rachel. That's our normal bedtime at our house. We literally look at the clock at 8 o'clock and go, "Yes, we can go to bed,"
I
and
have to
we can
admit,
actually extend it to 8:30. But
I was tired enough last night that I was looking at 7 and wondering if it was too
Hmm.
early. I was tired last night. Why are you pointing at me?
well, the reason that I'm pointing at you, and I'm sure Rachel would be in agreement, is
You're
that
really
I'm
going to go there.
what
You're going to go there.
about what?
Go on.
No, because I'm sitting watching a show, and I've got Oliver next to me snoring his ass off. And then I've got Madam on the other side of me snoring her ass off. And I'm putting the TV up higher and higher to listen to my show
Well,
because
is
I
it
can't hear it.
it's actually hilarious because he'll turn it down because he doesn't want to disturb me.
Yeah, I try to.
And he keeps forgetting that I sleep better with noise around me, which is why I listen to my tablet all night. And it's when he turns it down, it wakes me up.
Hmm.
And oddly enough, if it's something I want to watch and I'm interested in, I can't keep my eyes open. As soon as he goes to YouTube and starts watching Rainbow Six play, I can't fall back asleep most of the time.
I have,
But I've been
I have a
watching.
family heirloom. It's a tabletop grandfather clock, and the constant ticking helps me.
Yeah,
We have hardwood floors in the house, so it echoes through the house, so that helps me sleep. It took the girls months to stop complaining about it.
I bet. I bet. I used to have one of those noise machines and I would listen to like forest noises or something. and that used to help a
All right,
lot.
so here's a question, and then we
Uh-huh.
have to get back to the podcast. White noise machines, that's just that constant hiss, like it's a in
And no,
between.
you can have the white noise, which is just that hiss, or you can, most of them are programmed with at least half a dozen different options. So you can listen to ocean waves, birds,
Yeah,
all these different things other than
Frogs,
just the hiss.
crickets.
Yeah.
but the white noise, I can't understand that hiss. What would that would just be infuriating to listen to.
Not necessarily. I actually used to use it outside my office door so my waiting area was the hallway right outside the door. So I'd put one of those noise machines and have it running under the chair in the hallway so that they couldn't hear what was going on in the office because that was private and confidential.
Okay, well that's understandable, but still, it's
Also,
just
for the neurodivergent brain that's running constantly, having that staticky or some other constant sound that your brain focuses on shuts down everything else.
Yep. That
oh,
that
that would
that
make sense.
that's why I honestly over the last couple of years have started to believe that I'm undiagnosed ADD because I mean, I have not been able to sleep without noise for over 20 years now. I always have like a tablet or something running.
Although now she
Hmm.
has a snoring machine right next to her.
Yeah, I don't sleep through that as well.
Well, I try to make as much noise as possible.
Yeah, I know you do. That's what wakes me up.
Between the snoring and the back door tooting, it's all good. Although Oliver tooted the other night and woke her up.
Oh, yeah, he does that too. Although,
and sh-
although,
and we had
although
the
I
fan on above us, which was even worse.
made it
Oh
worse.
no.
Actually, it was really funny. Man, this is the second episode in a row we've talked about farting. But I saw this little video on Facebook, and it's these two little ducks. There's a boy and a girl duck.
Oh my God, this was awesome.
And I sent the video to Paul, and it said, point of view, the way my girlfriend thinks I should fart. And they're sitting there watching TV, and he puts his hand on his belly and he's like, ooh. And he gets up and he, oddly enough, had a suitcase ready to go, grabs the suitcase, leaves, gets on a plane, flies somewhere. And then you see him walking up to the top of this snow-covered mountain. And he looks around and he's like, and he lets out this huge fart. You see this giant cloud of green gas behind him. And then it cuts back to his girlfriend sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden she's like, "What?" And she starts sniffing and she puts her both hands over her nose, like, ew, stinky, like she can still smell him.
Yeah, that was Oliver the other night
Ah,
around
that was
around
so
poor old
funny.
cat when he decided to fart and the fan decided
Yeah.
to distribute the smell.
I never used to think fart humor was funny, and then I saw
Dinosaur fart.
that dinosaur fight with the pig,
And then
and
it's
it's
just
just
been
become hilarious to
it's a
me.
free for all now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the next day, back at the Caltech cafeteria, Sheldon is still refusing to accept, Leonard's apology because the boys are sitting there. We've got Howard and Raj on one side, Leonard sitting on the other
Well,
side.
no, okay. Sheldon hasn't come in yet. It's just the three
No,
of them sitting there
yeah,
talking, and Howard asks, "So how's Sheldon doing?" And he says, "Well, this morning he's still not talking to me, but this morning he came in a Darth Vader t-shirt and tried to force choke me, so I think he's doing better."
and this is where we see that the boys have all shaved and got haircuts and everything, except Howard's got this little mustache, and
And
he
he
calls
calls
it
the
the
Clooney,
Clooney because George Clooney at that stage had a mustache. But
which is
Raj comes up with a different idea. He comes up with, well, I call it the Mario Luigi, but
Luigi.
whatever.
And it does look like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mario.
yeah,
And this is where we
Looks like
see
an
that,
Italian plumber or a giant hairy caterpillar sitting on a top lip.
yep.
yeah, I don't know. I just,
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of like mustaches and facial hair in general. And I remember when my dad grew his mustache, I was not happy about it, but I actually got used to it.
I can't understand how a woman can actually kiss a guy that's got a lot of facial hair. Wouldn't it be scratchy? Doesn't it scratch you guys?
Once it grows in, it actually gets softer.
Really?
Yeah. You just always shave before it reaches that point.
Well, no, because I grew up in a household that my father, being the fact that he was a business owner, he always had to look professional, so he was always clean shaven. So I've never grown up in a family that's had a man with facial hair. I guess if I did, then I probably would go down
Yeah.
that path of maybe having a beard, which is really it's really interesting because my stepson grew up in a family that did not have facial hair. His father didn't have facial hair, but he's got one. He's
Yeah.
got a full beard and mustache. And my son, who grew up in a family with no facial hair that I grow,
He
he's
has
got a
one.
full beard and mustache.
Yeah.
So I guess it may be just
It just becomes
your
preference.
own choice, I guess.
Yeah.
So Sheldon comes in and the boys are trying to get him to come over and sit with them, but of course, no. As he says, I am the proverbial cheese and therefore I sit alone. And this is where we see that Kripke is coming in. And he says to Sheldon, way to go about your retraction email. Because obviously Sheldon's had to retract his statement with regarding to knowing well, proving string theory. So this is where he says, "No, I'm gonna." So he stands up and he says about the fact that Albert Einstein had a theory that he assumed was wrong, and Kripke came back and said, "Yes, but after his death, it was proven that he was right all along." So basically,
You're
what
still a woozer.
you're still a woozer. That's well, but Kripke also says that his credibility has been totally shot, that he's got no credibility in the university because he published this
Which he
thing.
shouldn't have done. He was wrong to do in the first place because it wasn't his results. It was the NSF's.
Yeah, but
This is
I'm sure,
Sheldon we're talking
but
about.
I was going to say I'm sure Rachel would agree with us as well that this is Sheldon. You can't stop him from doing anything when he puts his mind to it. So
Right.
yeah, he's not going to be that person. You can't say to Sheldon, "Okay, Sheldon, don't publish anything." He's going to sit there and go, "Uh-huh, going to do it anyway because I know what I'm doing."
Well,
So
I was the lead scientist on it, and it's like, yeah, but
yeah.
you weren't the one paying for it.
Yeah, but remember he did say, that he was going to be the leader of the expedition.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it's still their expedition, not his.
yeah. So the next scene we see is obviously the guys assume that that's the end of the friendship with Sheldon because he walks out and Leonard goes over to Penny's house, well, basically to try and hook up with Penny again. This is where, unfortunately, we got the boys, as in
No,
what?
no. So Leonard goes over to Penny's and knocks on the door, and he holds up a little bag.
Oh, yes. Sorry, yes.
And he gives her present, and he's like, I got this for you. And she's like, and she pulls out this little thing about the size of a credit card, and she's like, ooh, and what is it? And he said, it's a snowflake from the North Pole. And I saved it in a solution of polyvinyl acetyl resin, which is also known as Formvar or vinylic. Apparently, this is actually a real thing. The trick was invented
It
in
is.
19. What's that?
It is. I looked it up. But
Yeah.
the thing is, he said he gave her a snowflake. What he actually gave her was the fossil shape of the snowflake.
Yes, because it was
Oh,
invented in 1940 by a General Electric researcher in Schenectady, New York, who adapted a technique used to cast copies of aluminum crystallization patterns. Before then, snowflake patterns could only be captured with microphotography.
okay. So Rachel, it's not a snowflake.
It's
So the process of preserving the snowflake actually causes the snowflake itself to melt, but the shape, the crystalline shape is preserved.
yeah. So it's like the outline of the
Right.
it's the skeleton of the snowflake.
Right. So okay. So what you're saying is, if he got a bit of snow from the ground, put it on there. Once you add this whatever it is, it
Uh-huh.
would dissolve it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he puts it onto this perspex bit of thing, puts the solution there, it gets rid of the snow, but it's still what
But
Rachel was saying is still the outline of it,
yeah, the skeleton of it.
skeleton of it.
Yeah. And I love Penny's response where she says, oh, that's the most romantic thing anybody ever said to me that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I love that.
So of course, this is where we can see that it may start to happen. The brown chicken brown cow is about to happen,
Yep.
and no, it's not going to happen yet.
The
Big
red. emergency, emergency.
We've got a problem.
Yep.
Sheldon, it was when Howard comes up and says that Sheldon has actually
Sheldon has run away.
yeah, and
And
he's like, well,
and
how do you
Penny's
know?
and Penny's like, "How do you know he's run away?" Well, he resigned from the university. He did something else, and
He
he
sent me
sent
a
me a
text
text
message.
message saying I'm running away.
Yeah. And this is where Leonard goes, okay, well, and he goes, well, okay, that's fine. And Penny's like, well, aren't you going to go and look for him? And he goes, yeah, of course. Howard, you go to the comic book store. Raj, you go to the Thai place, and I'll stay
No,
here
you
with
go to
Penny,
the train store, and I'll stay in here with Penny's
Penny's
apartment.
apartment. And this is where the phone rings. And he goes, I cannot catch a break. And he looks, he goes, it's Sheldon's mother. And he picks up the phone. He says, hi, Mrs. Cooper. And we find out that he has actually run home to Texas.
Yep. Okay, so Raj Howard, you go to Texas, and I'll stay here with Penny in her apartment.
Which, look, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, go.
And Penny's like, "No, you go." And I love that she says, "Don't worry, I'll be here when you get back."
Penny does have a short attention span, though.
Yeah, but
Do you
I
she'll
think?
be
think
there
she's
when.
playing the sober friend.
Yeah,
She's playing the sober friend who's like, listen, you got to do what's right, and right now, what's right is Sheldon needs to come home. I'm
yeah,
gonna be here.
yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from a boy's point of view. I'm a little backed up for a while, but
Yeah, but you know what? You'll be okay.
but then again, okay, and this does go with what Rachel was saying. Leonard is in this drunk love stage, but
Yeah.
they haven't been in that sort of really intimate relationship, have they?
Not yet.
So it's like, how,
This making out is the most they've ever done.
yeah. So he's just in the possibility that
Yeah.
he's going to get home
Yeah, he's
base.
he's not love heroin yet.
No, but he's
No.
definitely in the because I guess from his way of looking at it, if I don't strike while the iron's hot, then
Yeah.
by the time I get back, it might have subsided
Cool.
and
Yeah.
cooled, and I would have lost my opportunity. So I can see from Sheldon's point, sorry, from Leonard's point of view, I can see why he'd be like, "You guys go. I'm trying to score because this might not happen." It's almost
Right. And
like,
I get that, but she's reassuring him saying, "Don't worry. We'll pick up where we left off when you
yeah,
get
but
back."
in Leonard's mind, he's like, if I don't look at this comet going across the Earth, I might not never see this again. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try and watch it now while I got the chance. So Leonard is trying to be that. Yep, I'm worried about Sheldon. You guys go and get him. I need to stay here to,
Yeah.
get what I'm
But
actually hoping to get.
she finally convinces him to go. And I did actually catch this in the spinning atoms that's used as the transition.
Yeah.
Just before as we're transitioning to them being in Texas to go get Sheldon, one of the electrons orbiting the atom is decorated with the Texas flag.
Oh, yes, it does, doesn't it?
I did actually
Goes
see that and
really,
go,
really
hey,
quick.
that's clever. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to really catch
Yep.
it as it comes through. But then again, it does go straight to the screen, so you
Yeah.
can actually see it transition. But yeah, I remember seeing that
Yeah,
one.
but I did actually catch that as it swung by, and I was like, oh, that's clever.
Now, the next scene we see
Hmm.
is the boys are in a car driving through Texas, and uh, Howard has got a very interesting wardrobe going. I'm going to let you guys talk about this.
He's wearing, okay, so I think it was Leonard said, I can't believe you bought a red cowboy hat. And he's like, well, of course I did. I'm wearing a red dickie with a bright yellow shirt on top of it. But if you look closely, it resembles Jessie the cowgirl's hat from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Okay. Then and Raj is like, I can't believe this is Texas, where the tumbleweeds were, the saloons, and he's saying how all the movies he used to watch were desert tumbleweeds and saloons and stuff like that.
Mm.
And Leonard is like, I can't remember if it was Leonard or Howard says, yeah, I think this is more Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah, Howard says it's more
Howard
Texas
instead of
says,
Yellow
Chainsaw.
Rose of Texas.
Yeah.
Now, when they get to the house, they're walking in and they're like, Howard, why are you dressed like that? And he says, well, I want to fit in. And Raj is like, yeah, into Toy Story. And
but if you look closely, like everything kind of is his attempt at cowboy. The cowboy
Yeah.
hat and the button-up shirt and the tight pants with the belt buckle and how he
Buckle.
holds his hands.
Yep.
But he's wearing Converse sneakers.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, I
Now,
didn't see that. I thought
is
I thought
it
he was
what?
wearing boots. I thought when Rachel was saying that he was wearing
No,
sneakers, I thought he was
Yeah.
wearing cowboy boots.
No.
The way he was walking, looked like
No.
he needed to go to the toilet. I thought it
No.
was.
That was his John Wayne imitation walk.
I didn't realize he was wearing sneakers.
Yeah. Now, Mary Cooper, as we know, is played by Laurie Metcalf, and they're saying that Howard's outfit it resembles Woody from Toy Story.
Hmm.
But like I said, I believe the hat is just more Jesse.
Yeah, because Woody's
Um,
was brown,
yeah.
Jesse's was
And
red.
Jesse's was red with that lacing
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
around the brim. Now, did you know that Laurie Metcalf voiced Andy's mother in all the Toy Story movies?
Sorry
that
to
I
say,
knew.
sorry to say that, but yeah, I knew that too.
Yeah. No, I did too, but not everybody does.
Yeah. On another fun fact, Kat has got a piece of the shirt that Howard wore in this
Oh, I was
episode.
going to grab that and show it, but oh well.
There you go. Take your thing off and go and get it because you need to, people need to see it. It's very exciting to see these things.
Well, then
And
I'll show them my piece de resistance of my
well,
collection by
yes,
Olivia Benson.
yes, and Kat's also got a signed
I'll
picture of
grab
Laurie
that
Metcalf.
too.
You see, these are all things that you need to have ready to go when we're doing these things. Because you got all these little things that we've got. But yes, she's got a little bit of fabric in the credit card that Howard wears in this. She's got all the little bits. So it's what I tend to go and find for Christmas and stuff like that for her. So so I like it how we go to the to his mum's home, and before we get there, she
I think this might be the longest podcast we've ever done. Oliver's whining to go out.
okay, so first of all, show the cards. So there is his bit of outfit. That is the actual bit of outfit that Howard is wearing.
It says, Congratulations, this card contains an authentic piece of Howard's yellow shirt from season 3 and 4. Apparently, where's this again? And then I also have a signed Laurie Metcalf,
Yes, you do.
which is actually really hard to get.
Yes,
Actually,
she.
both of those are very hard to get. But I
Yeah.
have a piece of clothing from the entire cast, a little
Hmm.
inch square piece of clothing. And yeah,
Yeah.
Paul does
So
well getting me pieces from my collection
yes, and I've the Olivia Benson. I'm happy to say I've completed her collection.
of badass bitches.
Whatever I get now is just gravy.
Yeah, this
I
is
have done the
this
entire
is the
thing.
crown jewel of my collection. Yeah, I am a ginormous Law and Order SVU fan. Um, Mariska Hargitay tops the list of people I would most like to have dinner with. Chuck Lorre's in the top three. Um, but yeah, that is the crown jewel of my collection.
And she didn't know she was getting it because it was
Mm-mm.
ordered for Valentine's Day, but they couldn't get it here on Valentine's Day. She got it
Yep,
yesterday. So,
yep. So
so before we see the boys come into his mum's home, um, Mrs. Cooper has made Sheldon his grilled cheese sandwich with a smiley face on it, but the eyes went a little
because
bit strange.
she knows how to look after her
Yeah,
boy.
but it's okay because the eyes went a little bit strange. So you just think they're just Chinese. It's okay.
They were a little thin, so you
Yeah,
just think
but
yeah.
before Sheldon goes to eat, they have to have a prayer, which obviously, because Mary is
Yeah,
religious,
we pray before we eat here in Texas. We're not that godforsaken California hippie thing.
the land of the heathens.
Thank you.
So this is where the boys come into her home, and I like it how Howard walks in and goes, "Howdy, ma'am," and she goes, "Howdy to you too," and he says, I'm hankering for a Lone
Well,
Star
she
beer.
asked, "Can I get y'all
Yeah,
anything to drink?" And he's
yeah.
like, "Well, I've got a hankering for a Lone Star." And she's like, "Stop talking like that. Lose the hat, and you'll have a Coke."
There's no alcohol in the house, which is really interesting because obviously after Sheldon's dead.
Yeah, because she did.
Hmm.
There in a future episode, she does talk about how Sheldon's father was an alcoholic, But what's interesting is in both the original broadcast and the DVD version, Mary clearly is drinking a can of Pepsi.
Thank you.
In the No, I'm getting to that because I
Okay.
actually know people from Texas, and this is true.
Okay.
In the original broadcast version, she tells Howard you'll take a cola. She later tells Howard you'll take a cola, but in the DVD version says you'll take a Coke.
Yeah.
In in the southern US, especially Texas, the word Coke is synonymous with soda of any kind, flavor, brand. So when Sheldon's mother says you'll take a Coke, it's true formed Texans, more so than you'll have a cola.
Okay. So
Okay, so when I want a lemonade
yeah.
in Texas, it'd be like, I think I'll have a Coke. Because Coke it's like Levi's or Kleenex. It
Okay.
means any kind of tissue or jeans or whatever. It's any brand, any kind, any whatever. And it's all Coke in Texas.
Okay. So because I've got two Americans on this podcast, I can say this because I've got no idea
I
what it
resent
is.
that.
Get quiet. We are not going political on this podcast. I want to ask you both then, what the hell is a pop?
It's the same
That
thing.
is Midwestern.
Yeah. But
And
It's a
that's,
different term, but it's a different region.
it's the same concept as how Coke represents all sodas in the South.
yeah.
Pop is like a Midwestern and Western one because where I grew up, it was a soda pop. And in the Northeast, it's a soda.
Okay. So if I say I want a pop,
Yeah.
that's Fanta, Coke, lemonade, root beer.
A fizzy drink that is not alcoholic.
Man, that is so confusing.
So
Regional.
So if I'm in Texas, I say I'm going to have a Coke. It's not a Coke. It could be Fanta, lemonade. So,
it's a fizzy drink that's not alcoholic.
man, God, that's so confusing.
Yeah.
Ah, God. Okay. Well, that's yeah. Because I just
Yep.
because when she says you'll have a Coke, and we see that she's drinking a Pepsi, my first thought was, well, hang on a minute, someone screwed up there
No, they
because a
didn't.
Coke should be a red can of drink.
Mm-mm. Nope.
But now I realize
A
that
Coke is a
Coke is
soda.
a soda. Man, that's confusing.
Yep.
So and of course I like it how she's going down the line and she comes to Raj, and of course we find out that he still can't talk to girls, and she says there's a
Still
lady,
having a problem talking to the lady
ladies, and she says that there's a lady at her church that deals with wheelchair and
who's
crutch
a
people.
marvelous healer.
Yeah.
Mostly she deals with crutches and wheelchair folk, but I'm sure she could love to take a crack at whatever third world demon swimming around in you. And Raj is like, what the hell?
And then Leonard says there is a 305 back to Pasadena, non-stop, it's a red eye, and I'd really like to be on it. And
That
she
wouldn't be a
says,
red eye. A red eye is from like 10, 11 o'clock at night, overnight, is a red eye.
I thought he,
Overnight, yeah.
Yeah.
well, he says it was a, or maybe it was just a non-stop
A
back.
nonstop flight, and I can't tell you how much I'd like to be on. And she's like, oh, it's about a girl. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, good. I was praying for you.
You can see him go, what the hell? At what point did I ever show you being a
Yeah.
homosexual? But of
Well,
course, this
no, I
is,
think it was more just that he didn't have so much luck, and she was
yeah,
really hoping he'd find somebody, which is
because
lovely.
Leonard is a really great guy,
Yeah, he
you know.
is. If I were to
Um,
date any of them, it would be Leonard.
I would definitely. Actually, no, I've got, see, this is where it starts to get a little bit hard for me, okay? Because we've got Bernadette will be coming in soon.
Hmm.
And I would either date Penny or Bernadette, but the only reason that I'd actually sway more to Penny than to Bernadette is because we know that Bernadette becomes a bitch.
Um, I actually saw a thing, and I posted it in the Facebook group the other day, that how the character of Bernadette not only saved Howard from being the creepy jerk that he was, and she turned him actually into a decent character,
Yeah.
husband, father, all of that. Sorry, spoiler alert. But that character, through what she did with Howard, in some ways may have saved The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Because if he
so
had kept on like that, it would not have been good. And then
Yeah,
if you
so
added Amy with her level of creepy in the beginning.
yeah, so maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on Bernadette. Maybe she wasn't a bitch. Maybe she had to be a little bit more authoritative around Howard to try and rein him in to become the person that he became. So
Well,
maybe I've
we'll
misunderstood
explore that as we
Bernadette.
go through the seasons,
Yeah,
because I believe she does get introduced this. I think both she and Amy get introduced this season.
yeah, should be.
And
Agree.
And
but
I
that
think that her behavior was in alignment with Mrs. Wallowitz.
yeah,
She
he
gets
married
introduced to
his
Mrs.
mother.
Wallowitz and realizes how Mrs. Wallowitz handled Howard, and so she just took that mantle on herself.
But that being said, she takes it a few extra steps because remember what happens when her boss gives in and gives her the bathroom that else is supposed to be using and stuff like that because he's scared of her.
So maybe she's just got that authoritative way about her because I don't know, maybe her stature, maybe a lot of people look at her as like this little mousy girl that,
Yeah.
has to be protected or whatever, and she's trying to come out of that shell. Because also we know that Bernadette being in a pageant, she has to be authoritative in that sense as well. So I guess maybe she's had to carry that through from her pageant days into her
Mhm.
regular life. But maybe as we all know, maybe it was just to try and rein Howard in. And as Rachel did say, seeing the way that Mrs. Wolowitz is with Howard, maybe Bernadette just takes, the step a little bit further from
Yeah.
Mrs. Wolowitz. So,
Yeah.
but of course, we see that Sheldon comes out of, whether it's a bedroom, whether it's the bathroom, whatever, and sees that the boys are standing there, and he says, what are you doing here? And they say, well, come on, we need you to come back to
You
with
need to
us.
come back home. And he's like, no, this
No,
is
this is
my
where I'm.
home,
Yeah,
and I'm going to teach evolution to
evolution.
creationists.
Yeah, and Mary tells him that that's his because
Well, she's like, well, everybody's entitled to their
you're
opinion, and he's like, mother, it's not
an opinion, it's
opinion, it's
fact.
fact, and that's your opinion.
And this is like it how he looks at it. Sheldon looks at the guys and goes, "I forgive you. Let's go home."
Yeah, and Mary's like, don't tell me prayer don't work.
So something I forgot was earlier in the scene where she makes him his grilled cheese sandwich. They were talking about how he was getting along with the neighbor kids growing up,
Mm,
Oh
and
yes.
how the neighbor kids didn't like him. Well, that's an echo back to Barry Kripke's comment about you've been made fun of your whole life.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, it was.
And Sheldon was like, that's because I was smarter than them and they were too stupid to know it. And Mary, I forgot what Mary said, but she was like, yeah, that ain't it.
That's right.
Since they knew.
Mm,
I like that little tie-in. I didn't even realize that one.
yeah. Yeah, the writers in this show do make some colossal errors at times, but they also do other stuff that is absolute genius.
All right, so what we need to do
God, I would
is
have loved to have been a writer on this show.
even when Rachel is giving birth, we need to have a laptop there so she can join into another episode. So at that
Yeah.
moment where the doctor says push, we can stop the podcast. But then when you get a breath, then we can hear the podcast going because you got some great, great answers with all this. This is
Would you
brilliant.
like me to smack him for you?
Oh, you're closer than I am.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You want me to do it for you?
Oh, baby. Bow chicka wah
I don't
wah.
know. That
I
might turn into a brown sugar brown cow.
I I know how to do it in ways that you will not enjoy, mister.
Ooh. You know what? I'm up for anything. Showing. Don't make you horny, baby. So the final part of this episode, we see the final part of this
We're
episode.
back in Pasadena.
We are back in Pasadena, and Penny and Leonard have finally done the business.
Ooh, bow chicka wow.
And Leonard says that, we were friends and now we're more than friends.
And of
And
course, I'm screaming at the television, shut up, Leonard, shut up. Stop talking.
yeah, and
It's the conversation that's the problem. If you didn't have a conversation, the next thing wouldn't happen.
exactly.
And you think he'd learn that.
Yeah, I'm going to let you guys talk about this last scene. Kat?
I just don't know what to say because I want to smack him and tell him to
Well, the thing is
shut up.
that, Leonard he just can't leave well enough alone. Do you remember when when they were in bed together
And he
and
mentioned his mother.
no, no, no.
Oh,
No, no. He actually says, she comes out, she goes, why, at what point would you even say that? And she says, no, normal people would be like, oh, baby, that feels so good. Not, will you marry me?
oh yeah, yeah.
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 Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So he just won't shut
Yeah.
up. And he
Well,
goes,
and he's like,
oh, and even the other one, they were really making out, and he mentions her father. Because
yeah,
she says, "Oh," he goes, "Well, I'm okay with, you're thinking about your father, and I'm okay with that." And that's when, and even Leonard
yeah,
says, "I should have stopped talking."
yeah. Well, and I love how he
Mhm.
says, let you and I talk, and then he keeps talking.
Sorry.
But it's like they're in bed, and he's like, and they're both like very happy with it. And he's like, why do they say that if you have sex with a friend, it gets weird? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, because we're friends, and now we're more than friends. We're whatever this is. And then she's like, Leonard, and he's like, what? And she's like, it's getting weird. And he's like, totally.
It's weird now. Yeah.
Yeah, weird now. Yep.
And that's where the episode goes black, and that is the end of episode 1, season 3.
I like this episode.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think it does show you that the boys do have um an affection for Sheldon
Yeah.
to go all the way to Texas to bring him back home,
Yeah.
because obviously they realized that what they did was wrong,
Yep.
and they're trying to make amends. It's very, I mean, I think if Mary wasn't the kind of person that she is, which is it's all about God and, the Big Bang, the theory of the Big Bang, is not true. It's a man who made the universe with 7 days. It wasn't the spinning, particles in the atmosphere and the universe that actually created the universe. If she had have been all about that and not about the different creation, maybe Sheldon would have stayed in Texas because he would have been so humiliated to not go back to Pasadena. But because she's all about religion and Sheldon's all about fact and science, the
Well,
conflict of interest made him go back to Pasadena.
Mary knows that Sheldon belongs in Pasadena.
Yeah,
He does
yeah,
not belong
not in
where she
Texas.
is.
No,
So, and she knows how to manipulate him and the buttons to push to make him want to go back.
yeah,
And she
I
did.
mean, that's seen in season 1 when
Yeah.
she has to come out to Pasadena and pull him out of a funk. Like,
Yeah.
she knows which buttons and which phrases are going to make him go, oh, dang it.
And I
yeah,
love that there's a scene where she's driving with Amy. I think Sheldon's in the back seat, like they're going to the airport or something. And um Amy is kind of imitating how Mary speaks to Sheldon when she's disciplining him a little bit, because she's like, "Don't you talk to your mother like that." And Mary looks at her, she's like, "You'll get there. You just got to put a little ring on it."
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I remember, that scene
Yeah,
when they're going back to the airport, dropping her back.
yeah,
Because Amy says, you'll be there within plenty of time. Because Mary's like, oh, well, will we have enough time to be at the airport? And she's like, you got plenty of time, be there in like 2 hours. So
yeah,
yeah, I remember that scene. But yeah, I definitely Sheldon needs to be back in Pasadena.
yeah,
And yes, this might be a little bit of a speed bump within his career, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, people are going to forget about what he published and then he had to retract. People will retract things all the time. It's not the be all and end all of your entire existence of your career.
yeah,
Your career's not over
Hmm.
just because of that. So, but in Sheldon's world and in Sheldon's mind, it is. It's all over because he had to do a retraction. And as we all
yeah,
know, what Sheldon says is always fact, and he's never wrong.
yeah. So for him to have to admit that he's wrong, that's a big deal.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so how was our food this week?
We only had lunch at Caltech once.
Only, wow, it's a very, very short amount of
Yeah, it was a very
food.
food light episode.
Yes. Now, do we have any fun facts or crazy credits from either one of you?
Uh, you got anything else, Rachel?
I think I covered mine. I've got my list here covered off.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rachel's
Drinks
done
on
on
you.
her. What? Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So do you have any more fun facts?
Of course. course I do. Well, I don't have fun facts, but I have crazy credits.
Crazy credits. Okay.
And I have a question of the week.
And I've also got a question too for the family, so I need to do that at the very end.
Okay. And it's not a Chuck Lorre whatever, but he says at the end of the credits for this episode, vanity card number 256 is shown, which is a picture captioned with "Thanks Comic-Con." The picture has been manipulated from its original form. This is very apparent as many audience members have been duplicated or mirrored. One of note is the man wearing a green shirt who appears on both lower corners of the picture.
Okay. So anybody that's got a DVD of this episode, you need to pause at that right moment and look at the picture
Yeah.
and see what the picture's all about.
Paul stopped the DVD before I could see it.
Anyway, do we have a question for the week?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
What's a moment that should have been romantic, dramatic, or impressive, but turned ridiculous instead? Anything come to mind for you guys?
So it should have been romantic, but it came to be ridiculous.
Romantic, dramatic, or impressive, but turned ridiculous instead.
The only thing,
Fun
yeah.
thing.
What was that,
Fun thing
Rachel?
for me is I have a health condition known as PCOS,
Oh, yeah.
meaning it is incredibly difficult for me to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who is in nursing, and I gave her some symptoms, and she said, go to the ER, could be appendicitis, worst case scenario, you're looking at sepsis. I came home that night with my pregnancy diagnosis.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So the pain or whatever
I
it
had to
was
wake him
actually
up.
becoming pregnant.
Yeah, I had to wake him up at 3 a.m. and be like, hey, you know that thing you said that you wanted to have happen? Well, congratulations, Daddy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh, okay. You win.
Yep, definitely. Rachel wins. I don't
Yep.
even. I don't even. Not even going to tell my story. That is just.
No, I want to hear your story.
No. The only one that I've got that was supposed to be romantic or whatever it was that my ex-girlfriend, she decided for my birthday to order a limousine for me, which we did. She took me up to a very romantic restaurant, which we had a lovely dinner, and then come back home on Harley Davidson's, which was
Okay.
absolutely amazing. We actually had to add in the next 7.5 hours of gastro food poisoning from
Oh,
the
it was
restaurant.
that one. Oh.
So the romance that was supposed to be all joyous and happy ended up being that at her home she was throwing up nonstop, and at my home she was throwing up nonstop. She rang me halfway through throwing up and was sitting there saying to me on the phone, "Are you violently ill?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hold on a minute." And of course then I'd throw up, and my mother grabbed the phone and she said, "Oh yeah," she said, "everything he's eaten is now coming up." So I ended up by being in the hospital having an injection to stop me from throwing up. And funny enough, an hour down the road, she was in another hospital having an injection to stop her from throwing
Oh,
up.
jeez.
So the whole romance of the limousine ride, the Harley Davidsons, the beautiful romantic dinner was just destroyed by our incredibly bad food poisoning. So
Okay.
yeah, that was my one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the only bad thing about that one. So
Okay, then. And what was this question you needed to ask?
okay, so you'd actually sent me a message about how the mailbag episodes are just doing really poorly, and they are.
Yeah.
They're not. They are not our high listens,
No.
and they're not our high views whatsoever, unfortunately. So you said, why don't we turn those into fan episodes?
Okay.
This is what I'd like you to talk to them
Okay,
about.
hold on. This is actually Craig's suggestion, not mine.
Is it Craig's? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
Craig
you, Craig.
suggested it to me and I forwarded it to you.
Okay, thank you, Craig, for this idea. So what was the whole idea behind it?
I don't know. You've got the
Okay.
email in front of you.
No, I don't have the email in front of me. You got the email in front of you.
No, I don't.
I didn't get the.
Now I gotta go
Well,
looking
I
for
don't
it.
have it.
Yeah, Rachel doesn't have the email,
Well,
so that's
now I
two
gotta
of
go
us.
looking for it.
That's two of us that don't have the email. Did he send it through Messenger?
Craig, there we go. Yeah. Okay. He said, I have an idea, but I don't think it's a good one. Because your mailbag episodes are low performing, why don't you turn those into fan episodes? You could have somebody on the show and ask him to follow up on one of their comments that they made. I don't know, just something to toss around.
I think that's a great idea. What do you think, Rachel?
Yeah.
I would be more excited about it if we had more people commenting and would and engaging with the stuff on the on the page and the Facebook group. Hint, 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 hint.
Well, I mean,
Seems to be the same four of us.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm definitely going to reach out to Rachel's doctor and say we need a laptop in the actual room so she can answer
Do
questions in
do
the middle
we
of.
do we do we have okay because we've also lost a couple of people after that whole fiasco. Like I don't know if Wednesday's ever found us again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, there are certainly people that have found us again during
Yeah.
like
Which we're very grateful for.
we are very grateful for. There are some, I mean, look, there are some people that just don't want to be like, we've actually said, if you want to come on the podcast, please let us know. And like Dane's been on, Rachel's been on. I know that Craig is interested in
Yeah.
coming back, but there are other people that love listening, but
Yeah.
just don't want to be on
Well,
the
and I
podcast.
get that,
And
and
that's completely
that's
fine.
fine. But engage with the Facebook group. That's just fun stuff, guys.
Well, we do have people answering the questions on the Facebook page as
Yeah.
well, which we will be
But
reading
that
out.
reminds me, speaking of Craig, I have an update.
Okay.
Aiden, as you may remember, is Craig's son, and they in the Old World podcast, the other Lifetime podcast, they came on and did an episode with us together.
Yeah.
Before Aiden went into the Marine Corps. Now, Aiden went into the, I hope this is okay with Craig that I'm telling everybody this. I didn't.
I'm sure it should be.
If not, we'll edit it. But Aiden went into the Marine Corps. He went through basic training and was given the title of United States Marine. Whoa!
I
And
think it's Hua.
no, whoa!
Okay.
Trust me, I've been around enough military guys.
Okay.
And he apparently did a bit of a number on his knees going through basic. And as you know, the Marines are always the first to fight. It's actually in their song, "First to fight for the right." Um,
They're the first to fight and the last to leave.
yeah. Oh no, sorry, that's the Army.
Okay.
Yeah, and the caissons go rolling along. Anyway, um, the Marines are always like the first ones
Yeah.
in, and there it's a definite honor thing. Anyway, there was this weird clerical error that happened, and he was discharged. Not honorably, not dishonorably, just out of the Marines.
Weird.
Yeah, it was like really, really weird. And he could have just turned around and said, "Look, you guys screwed up. Let's reinstate me. It's all good."
Yeah.
But he thought about it and decided that the Marine Corps was not where he wanted to be. And he is now working with the recruiters to get Air Force, to go Air Force.
Awesome.
And the nice thing is because he's already been through basic, he doesn't have to do it again, thank God. Um, and I actually said to Craig that I think this is his guardian angels looking out for him so that he won't be on the ground in the front lines, but he'll hopefully be a little safer, God forbid, if anything happens. So I just wanted to say that our thoughts and prayers and love is with Aiden, that while during his time in the military, that he stays safe and comes back home to us safe and sound.
Yeah, we may not be related to Aiden, but we're actually a lot more happier that he's not going to be in the Marines.
I
That
have
he's
to,
safer.
yeah, my first thought was thank God. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I admire and respect the people who serve in the United States Marine Corps. It takes a very special person to be part of the Corps, but I'm grateful that Aiden is going to be on a safer journey
Yes.
because
Yeah.
we like Aiden and
My
we want him
partner
to come
spent
home to
4
us.
years in the Navy, which ended with the submarine he was on crashing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember anything about the USS San Francisco multiple years ago. That he
Vaguely.
was on board when they crashed. They
Oh,
were coming back from Guam.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that was my heart drop moment. It was like, I know what ship you're on, and I've seen the news, and you don't hear anything until they can get to land, and then it's like the waiting game. Okay, they've landed. When are you gonna call? When are you gonna call? When are you gonna call? When are you gonna call?
Yeah. Yeah. And with the state of the world these days and everything that's going on, it's just one of my best friends, her grandson just got sworn into the army. And I love this kid. I've known him since he was a small boy, and I'm proud of him for what he is doing, but I would be lying if I didn't say it scares me that he's going into the army at this point in time.
This is the same feeling that I've got with my son wanting to go into law enforcement. I
Yeah.
love the fact that he wants to be in law enforcement, but it scares the shit out of me
Yeah.
with the fact that not only will he have a gun, but every other moron has a gun too,
Yeah.
and they're not afraid to fire.
Yeah.
And I would much rather him be where he is right now, which is a 911 operator.
Dispatcher. Yeah.
But I understand that you can't go anywhere but where you are with a dispatcher, other than being like a
Yeah.
supervisor. But even then, you're still not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He wants to be a detective and stuff like that, and I'm very, very proud of him. But it scares the living shit out of me,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
that
we'd
he's
never tell him not to do it,
no. I don't want
but
to tell him not to do it, but
it's
given the right
scary.
set of circumstances, I would.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
But I can't tell him how to live his life because it's his life, it's not mine.
Yeah, exactly. But I did tell him we'd love it if he came home.
Yes.
I mean, not that we want him to break up with his girlfriend, but we'd
But
love it
on
if
an
he came home.
absolute happier note, at least we know that in August,
Hmm.
we're going to have another member of the family,
We're
of
going to
the
have
PMS
the first
family.
PMS baby.
PMS baby. That is going to be awesome. And there's I was waiting for some sort of party poppers and stuff like that. But that is absolutely wonderful news, Rachel. It really is. No, it is absolutely wonderful news
Yeah.
that you're going to have another member of the family, and we're going to have another member of the PMS
Yeah, if we
family.
lived
So,
closer, I'd babysit.
oh yeah, if we lived
Actually,
closer,
we'd offer
Rachel,
to
you wouldn't get her out of
babysit
the
and
house.
well, no, no, we'd offer to babysit and then I'd never get to hold the baby because Paul would.
Okay, okay, there may
Paul gets
be.
baby fever.
Yeah, I do. I must admit, I am a real. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
I absolutely love babies. I love children, and so
yeah.
yeah,
He does.
I would be that kind of person that we would come over to your house, and
And we'd be
Cat would have
like,
to Cat would have to sit away while I'm actually being with the baby. But is it my turn? No, no. But you've had him for 6 hours. Doesn't matter.
although there have been times that I have been known as the baby whisperer, where the baby just won't settle down. They put it in my arms, and within 2 minutes, it's asleep.
Baby dance.
Yep,
I am the queen of the baby dance.
yep,
It's the bounce and the sway and the shuffle, and before you know it, the kid who won't settle down is passed the f out.
yep, yep. But no, seriously, we are just over the moon for you.
Yeah,
We
we are.
really are.
We're really, really happy for you, Rachel, and we are so excited, and we can't wait to see the pictures of when he arrives
Yeah.
into the world.
And sorry, gang, that this has been the world's longest PMS podcast
But if you want to join the PMS podcast as as special guest,
as a guest host.
yeah, just email us perpetualmotionsquad00@gmail.com. Let us know you want to be part of the episode, and we'll let you know. And remember, you can also ask on the comment section of Spotify.
Or if you want to keep it private, just message us on Facebook.
Yep, and you can also ask us through YouTube, or you can put any comments on YouTube as well, and we will read them out. So you've got
Yep.
plenty of opportunity if you want to join us as a special guest.
And remember to leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to or watch the podcast
Yep.
so that other people can help find us because as you've seen on Spotify, we only have 9.
Well, no,
reviews.
we've only had 9 reviews, yeah, but
Yeah.
9 reviews is higher than the official one.
Yeah. But we want to really blow them out of the water, guys. Can you help us
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, so come on, guys. We've only got 9 reviews. Go onto Spotify, go into there and actually rate and review us. Basically, you just
Yes.
have to put a 5-star review and hit submit, and it will actually increase and yeah, blow them out of the
Yeah.
water.
But if you also want to say why you like the podcast, that's always helpful for people to know.
Absolutely.
And so leave us a like and a review, invite people to come and join the conversation because we love having you along. And if you are appreciating the love and joy then we put into this and all the garden pathing we do,
Yes. Yes, we
um,
do.
everywhere, all the links, all the Facebook, all the everywhere, there are PayPal me links. So we will never, ever make you sit through ads. But if
Never.
you want to show us a little bit love, we're more than happy to have you shout us a coffee.
And we also want to say a very, very, very big thank you to Rachel
Oh,
for
hell yeah.
being part of this episode. We are really appreciative you came on and took the time out of your busy night to actually come and be with us on this episode. We've loved having you with us, Rachel, and we are extending it. If you want to come back, let us know. You're always welcome to come back and be a co-host of another
Well,
episode.
we're going to have you come on after the baby's born so everybody can meet the baby.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Meet Quinn Riker. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, gang. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We've loved spending this extra time with you. And next week we're doing season 3, episode 2, The Jiminy Conjecture.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this one's a really fun episode. So we will wrap that up for now. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. And in the meantime, we'll catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.